Hi, let's talk about variables in JavaScript. But before that, let me tell you what I did yesterday. I got a call from a friend who was collecting donated items for the cyclone victims. Wanted to contribute a little, so packed up a few items and went to her house. Over there, we organized different kinds of items in different boxes. We made sure that all the boxes were labeled properly for easy usage. Then we took all the boxes and went to the affected areas. The items inside these boxes were updated and soil items were removed continuously. And since the boxes were properly labeled, all the new volunteers were easily able to identify things inside the box and contribute with much ease. We can think of JavaScript variable as those little labels on the box. The box can be considered as a piece of computer's memory where we can store different kinds of information, text, numbers, a list of numbers. When a variable is created in JavaScript, a small piece of computer's memory is reserved and it is associated or linked with a meaningful name, a name which would suit the contents we will store in that memory location. Be kind and make your code easier for others to read, and always give your variables meaningful names and not just XYZ, because that others can be you when you revisit your code after a few months or maybe a few years. How do you feel when you find needles and thread in the candy box? Huh? Well, the same. Coming back to variables, let's see how it is created in JavaScript. We can start with the keyword var or let or const. Huh? Three words for just reserving a little piece of computer's memory. Why? Well, in short, let and const are the new keywords in the language, and var is the old dude, a little careless. It can often lead us into little messy puddles, so let's stay away from it for a little while till you're mature enough to use it judiciously at the correct places. And for that, you need to learn bits about functions and blocks and scope. Okay, so let's jump to our editor and create a variable. Let num equals to 50 and a semicolon. So we have declared a variable. Let is the keyword, num is the variable name, and equals to over here is the assignment operator. And 50 is the value which is stored in the memory location, which we have named as num. Keywords are reserved words which serve as building blocks for the program statement. Their meaning is already understood by the machine and they can only be used for the purpose they serve. And we cannot use a keyword for naming the variables we create in our code. Here is a list of keywords in JavaScript. Moving on to this equal sign, this is not here for equating LHS and RHS. This line over here is not an equation, it is a statement. We are declaring a variable over here, so we call it a declarative statement. Coming back to this sign, it might look like the one we use in mathematics, but it serves a completely different role in the programming world. We call it as an assignment operator. You can think of them as twin brothers with same look but entirely different behavior. Assignment operator's job is very similar to that of a loader. It simply puts the given data in the given location. Now again, this loading is not exactly the same as real life. In real life, suppose I have a basket with 5 apples in it, and if I find another one, then I can toss it in the basket along with the existing ones. But the computer, it would first take out whatever is there in its basket, or let's say inside the variable. Then it will perform the calculation, that is, it will add the new apple, and then it will load the total apples once again back into the variable. Well, as strange as that sounds, this is how they function. It will get much more clear in the next few minutes. Let's go back to our editor and create a circle. So, circle, bracket, x value 200, comma y value 200, comma the diameter 80, and a semicolon. Right now, the x coordinate is a static value. Static means something which cannot be changed. So our circle is stuck at 200. Let's replace it with the variable we just created. So instead of 200, we are going to write num. Well, this is a 4-line program, so it's not making a difference if num is a random name. But had it been a 4,000-line code, you would have been wondering what is stored inside this num. So let's make it a little better. So we are using it in place of x coordinate for circle. So we can name it maybe circle x. Okay, so circle x is equal to 50. Let's replace it over here as well. Cool. Let's click on play. So it changed. It shifted towards the left. But what's the big deal? We could have done it by updating the x coordinate directly in the circle command. Well, let me show you something else then. As we discussed earlier, this function draw runs in loop, which means it runs again and again as long as the play button is on. Much like when you keep your favorite song on loop and keep on listening to it like again and again. So it basically means that the circle is being created multiple times but at the same position. Now if the value inside this variable, circle x, kept on changing every single time the function draw was performed, our little circle would be created on a different location. So it would appear to us that the circle is moving. Let's update the value of this variable. Circle x equals to circle x plus 1 and play. Wow, we created our first animation. Our circle is finally moving. Now let's pay a little attention to the sequence of actions happening over here. So whatever is on the right side of the assignment operator is taken care of first. So in the first step, the current value stored inside circle x is fetched, and then in the second step, the operation is performed on it. Over here, we are adding 1 to the currently stored value inside circle x, and then the final result is loaded once again in the same variable circle x. With time, you will get a hang of it. It becomes much more clear with practice. So try this thing with different values and variables. Now this variable was created by us. In one of the previous videos, we came across two variables which already existed in the p5.js library, mousex and mousey. Let's use them and see what happens. So let's replace the x coordinate with mousex first. Alright, so let's erase circle x and instead we are going to write over there mousex. Okay, and play. So our circle is moving horizontally along with our mouse. And let's change the y coordinate now. Great. So now it's moving freely everywhere on the canvas. Just one last thing. Moving back to naming our variables, well, there are rules involved. So it goes something like this. Your variable names, they cannot contain spaces. They must begin with a letter, an underscore, or a dollar sign. Variable names can only contain letters, numbers, underscores, or dollar signs, no other random sign. And they are case sensitive, and also you cannot use keywords as variable names. So try to write this code on your own and experiment with values and different shapes. And this was all for today. I'll meet you in the next video. Till then, keep practicing, and if you like the video, do like, subscribe and share. Bye.